Hey guys, my name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we are painting a portion of a tavern. If you guys enjoy mini painting, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and tell me in the comments what you like about scenery painting specifically, since we're doing scenery painting today. Anyways guys, this is a tavern. It is not an officially bought tavern by anyone who makes minis for D&D or from Warforged or Warhammer or whatever it is. It's just a tavern that I met a guy who did PLA printing, and I traded him some books for this tavern, and I've got to say, I was initially excited with the pictures he showed me. They looked great. They looked like they'd be a lot of fun to do. And then he actually provided me the product, and I provided him my books. And while I don't use the books anymore, so I'm not mad they're gone, I would never buy this tavern personally. He said he wanted to charge the first floor of the tavern, which is what I have and what he gave me, for 120 bucks when he begins to make an Etsy account. And I'm thinking to myself, this is like the PLA quality of something from 2014. I used to, in my old job back at the museum, I used to work with 3D printers, and I had printed personally much better quality stuff than what he gave me. And I really feel like I had been knocked off in a lot of ways. I bought new paints for it so I could try out new colors. I bought some more primers because I was going to run out of primers. And I really feel like I got lost on the deal in this one. I'm not gonna lie. It's rough. I couldn't sand any of it because the printing was so thin that if I tried to sand even a portion of it, it would start cracking and breaking. Not to mention, I didn't have anything big enough to like make consistent, long-standing, you know, sanding motions on it. So it would have to be very specific, very small detail sandings. So even those base floor areas, like you're probably gonna see like the floor tiles, they're not great. They were rough and jagged and didn't absorb paint well even after being primed, and it took up a lot of primer as well. I've got to say, I am insanely disappointed in this tavern. None of it held well together. He printed like these little pieces that would go between and hold each other together, and they didn't hold together at all. He said he wanted to be modular and customizable and what have you, and that's cool and all, but none of the pieces held together. They all started crumbling the moment I took them out of the box he gave me, and I started losing pieces, and even the decoration pieces he gave me, which were like tables and chairs, etc., those weren't printed out well either. In fact, some of the tables and chairs didn't properly stand or glue. In fact, he told me that he actually replaced one of the tables with a table he pre-painted because it wouldn't print out proper, and he didn't want to spend extra time printing it. And I'm like, okay. And the chairs came with legs that were wobbled out at like 90-degree angles and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, next time I know, I am never touching a PLA printed scenery set without confirmation from either reviews or seeing it on shop or displayed ever again. This thing was so fragile and breaking just by being moved gently from one place to another. I was excited to try it out, and I actually am still pretty happy I got to try it out because I kind of learned about quality and what to get myself into when it comes to scenery painting, because I do want to actually do some scenery painting when it comes to mini painting. There are some really cool pieces I've seen from the Warhammer store that I would love to get for like Age of Sigmar. And there's some really cool pieces that I found online that I want to get as well. But as I'm looking online, I'm now being more critical about what I'm actually trying to buy. Is this $20 Elven Floating Island going to be worth it if the PLA is bad? Or does the PLA actually print proper, like even and leave a smooth surface? Or am I going to have a hard time painting it because PLA has not left a smooth surface? I know that I printed out lightsabers, as I know, like lightsaber hilts with PLA, and they came out pretty smooth. You could sand them down to be a lot smoother, but the piece I just got was so brittle and so clanky and fally, and like every time I try to move, and you will see this as I'm moving the pieces around, especially towards the end. I'm gonna have like a minute where I just kind of show off the pieces at the end. everything almost like falls apart in my hands multiple times, even just for small bits and bobs. I should have just sold the books, honestly, now that I see this. And I was really excited for it at first, and I really did enjoy painting part of it, but as I said before, like, it did kind of kill a little bit of my want to paint because it was such an unpleasant experience. That's not to say that I'm going to stop painting, because I have a few things I just primed that I'm going to be painting hopefully tomorrow over on stream, which for you guys is today at 7 p.m. EST. But it was a big disappointment. That's all I can really say about it. It's not to say that every printer is going to do that, but like if you're looking for like custom printed stuff, look for someone with an acrylic printer. It's going to come out better. It's going to come out smoother. It's going to come out more paintable. And if you really want to get into the hobby, it's better just to pay for the stuff that you can confirm is of high, good quality than it is to kind of like, unless you're trading. Because like I was trading and I did not care. That's why I am not too disappointed in this. I traded for something I no longer used. I no longer used my Pathfinder books. And they had been on the marketplace for literally a year and a half, 2 years, and no one wanted them. So I'm like, all right, well, if someone wants them now, I can trade them. That's no problem to me, you know? But I would never pay close to the amount of money the person's asking for it, because it's just such a bad quality print. I want to know in the comments if you guys have actually bought custom PLA prints for scenery, how they turned out and how they actually came out, or if you've made PLA prints yourself. What bothered me was like this one, the best way to describe this PLA print was that it was brittle. It cracked and creaked the moment you even applied any minute amount of pressure to it. It had no give or bend, and the inside structure felt so empty. Like there was so little actually supporting the inside. And it just felt like really thin walls with hurriedly rushed glue on the top as a ceiling, if that makes sense. It was very, very, very disappointing. I don't know how else to describe it. That's really it. I was disappointed in it. I'm excited to get back to some of the character painting, and I'm going to be excited to look forward to finding other scenery paintings. I really want to do scenery painting. I feel like that's probably gonna be the most fun for me, seeing this piece of this world come to life as like either a shrine or a battle ruins or yada yada. I think that would be cool for me to do, and I think I would really enjoy it. I personally am going along the lines of I will pay more money for a better quality product than I will for a cheaper quality product from now on. This has definitely turned me off to anything that is not live in front of me and that I could feel and like look at before I can buy it. I will likely not just trust a PLA printer guy off an Etsy after this. There is no point in me doing that. I am not going to risk my money for an inferior product that literally feels like it's gonna break whenever I even try to put it together the way it is intended to be put together. Not to mention, he also didn't give me all the pegs to keep everything together, so it's on a stand in my room, half painted. I tried actually painting the floor of the rest of the tavern, and they came out fine. But I feel like I wasted so much material on this for something that I'm never gonna touch again, because I'm really not into this tavern. The extras he printed out for me are also kind of like, ugh. I'm disappointed in it, but it was a valuable learning experience for me. I got to learn what it's like to paint on PLA, what it's like to look for high quality prints, and I got to look at what I want for the future when it comes to actually painting things. I still want to do scenery paints, and I found some really cool stuff that I'm thinking about getting from Age of Sigmar online and from a local game shop of mine. I'm gonna see if I can get one of those maybe one day soon. But other than that, I'm just disappointed. Shit happens, but you know. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for y'all today. Tell me in your comments down below, what do you think about PLA prints, and do you print yourself? If so, how do they turn out? Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone!